Hey, hey, hey. Mm, 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 It's my jam, girl. Welcome to another episode of the Culture and Chaos Podcast, everybody, where politics meets the people's culture and the facts meet the fun. I am your host, Jessica Cymone.
And I'm Santana. Let's break down this week's headlines, debunk myths, and dive into the chaos that shapes our world. What up, Jess?
What up, Santana? How you doing?
Jess, I am actually good. I'm good. What does the old church people say? I'm blessed and highly
I'm
favored.
blessed. Oh, that's my favorite term right there. I'm blessed and highly favored. Oh, y'all don't know I'm one of God's favorites. He don't play about me. Period. Oh my goodness. What was I about to say? It's actually been a good week for me too. I can't complain. I had some really good conversations, cried some happy tears. We love happy tears around here. And it's been a good morning so far. I feel really good about today. I don't know what it holds, but I feel really good.
Yeah, Jess, I'm wondering because it's been a tough week, and I've tried to put as much as a positive spin on it as I can. But there's something about today, maybe the fact that it's just Friday, right? It's the weekend's here, right? Just got to get through the rest of the day, and I can go do hood rat shit with my friends.
Come on.
Which really just means me and my wife sits around and does nothing, maybe go grab something to eat, but it's still fun. I don't know. I think that's what it is. Like, I would like to say that like Donald Trump does less crazy shit on the weekend, but we know that he has this whole quote unquote military parade this weekend. So I have no fucking idea what's gonna happen, Jess.
Oh, even with the military parade, I'm glad you said that because y'all, tomorrow is Obama's birthday. Even
That's
if it ain't,
Obama.
we need to make
Obama's Appreciation Day.
Yeah. I need him to
President
wake up and feel
Obama
like, is it
Appreciation
my
Day.
birthday?
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Yeah.
Make sure that you post Obama, share a picture of Obama, make a video about Obama, hashtag Obama, say something about Obama. Okay, make Obama the news of tomorrow. He literally needs to wake up and be like, what did I do today?
Yep.
We appreciate you, Obama.
And so I've been circulating that on like all on my social medias because we know like the No Kings protest is tomorrow. I've been circulating that not only is the No Kings protest, but it's the President Obama Appreciation Day. You know how that would chap his yellow orange diaper covered ass.
I can't wait.
Are putting so much attention on President Obama.
The man, because he ain't been right since Obama scored on his ass at that one ceremony or whatever the hell they had going on.
The dinner.
I don't know what the dinner is
correspondent
called.
dinner. The correspondent dinner where it's like a roast.
Yeah. But they got boy, they were laughing so much. He didn't think that shit was funny. He ain't been right since. He couldn't keep Obama name out his mouth ever since.
Yeah.
And, I think this is just I want it to be so much that even Fox News have to cover it.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I mean, again, Obama chaps his ass to the highest level. It's because he can't be him. I mean, I still stand on business by saying the reason why he's going so hard at the Harvard is because President Obama graduated from Harvard, and then also his daughter. His daughter got accepted into Harvard, where Barron couldn't do it.
Oh, it just makes me feel, warms my heart a little bit, especially in this climate in Trump's America. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, first of all, Jess, I don't know if we need to warm any more climate or warm anything in this climate, right? I mean, global warming. But yeah, no, I think it's a whole thing. And I know we're going to get into the Trump's America because Trump's America's wild. But before we do that, Jess, before we do that, I think we need to pay homage to some of the best comments from last week, right? Or the comment of the week. So, Jess, last week we actually we got into it, right? We got into it, and we were talking about how Like there's a whole system of people who don't understand what's really happening. And Sean pulled out one of the best quotes,
Yes.
and the quote comes from Lyndon B. Johnson. And the quote goes, "If you can convince the lowest white man that he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you." Jess,
Mm,
I know
mm,
it got really deep last week, but Jess, it continues. I continue to stand on the fact that this is a battle of classism, and for certain people to not understand that, they've
mm.
been forever, Jess.
The beautiful part is now I'm like, even saying that, like your own people say that Lyndon B. Johnson, right? He
Mm-hmm.
understands as the president, as a white man, he understands. So MAGA, I just challenge you to think like, damn, could that be me? Am I emptying my pockets? And emptying your pockets is not just paying for merch, in addition to voting for something that will eventually empty your pockets as well.
Mm-hmm.
So just
Mm-hmm.
really think about it.
I like how you said that, Jess.
Right.
I like how you said that because that's big facts. It's not just about how much, because Trump is a grifter, right?
Mhm.
Donald Trump has made 40% of his wealth since actually being reelected, right? So
Mm.
he's made more money in this time frame as being president-elect and president than he has his entire 570-year life or whatever, however
Mm.
old he is. But and that's from people grifting. But Jess, I don't think people always think about the fact that it's not just about the here and now. It's not just about the money
Mhm.
that they're emptying out of their pockets. It's about all the money that they're going to give up and all the other things that it's going to cost them by
Mhm.
supporting him.
Yep. And then before you know it, your pockets is empty and you don't even know how.
Mm,
You're like, "Damn, what happened?" And you're walking around
mm.
talking about, "I didn't vote for this."
I ain't vote for that. Well, hell, Jess, speaking of empty pockets, right? People who have literally given up so many different things in support of Donald Trump and this administration. I guess we need to get into this week in Trump's America and
Mhm.
the richest man on earth. Even though the richest man on earth has long money, he
Mm.
still emptied them pockets for Trump.
Mm.
And now, Jesse regrets it.
Yeah. It's like, I don't wanna say that. It's like that one girl that does a really good job at that thing that she does, that one thing that you like, even though you know she's toxic for you and you cuss her out and you leave her, but you remember that one thing she actually do and you like, I'm sorry. I'm
My
sorry. I ain't
bad.
mean it. I was just tripping.
My bad. My bad. You know what it reminded me of? Episode one of Martin.
Oh.
Episode one of Martin. When Elon's throwing those tipping tantrums and he's like, oh, you're a pedo and da 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 da. And then Donald, they're like, oh, Donald, you need to make up, or you and Elon's gonna talk. And Donald's like, nah, I don't think so. You know what? He's got his own thing. He has Trump derangement syndrome. I don't think so. And then Elon's like, Jim, 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 Jim. He running screaming for after Trump. Damn, you win. All right, Gina, damn,
What?
you win. Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what Elon did. I mean, him rolling over wasn't on my bingo card, Jess.
Mine
I wasn't
either.
expecting that one.
Not with what he dropped out there.
Yeah.
Or so do you think it was a distraction, it was a whole play, or do you think, he was and then he went off the rails and like, okay, I'm I'm good now. My bad. I done came
Yeah,
back.
yeah. No, Jess, I legitimately think that it might have been the booger sugar. Right? Yeah, it might have been the substance in his veins giving him like that false sense of courage.
Mhm.
And like when people, I don't know, I think he was on a trip, and they once he got off, and he was like, oh shit, I fucked up, and
My
they pulled him back. I think that's all it is.
Yeah, he's like, "It won't happen again. It won't happen again.
Yeah.
I'm
Listen, all right, we all fuck up sometimes.
sorry."
I think that's what really boiled down to, Jess. But with that being said, um even though Elon has regrets, and I understand that, like
Oh
a
my
lot of
god, I'm
people.
hollering.
Another one. Oh, oh,
Hector!
oh my God. say it. But I mean, that's what it is, right?
Right? I mean,
That's what it
where is
is.
the lie? But is he lying though?
I said what
Got them
I
all charged
said.
up. Got them all charged up. Got them all charged up. But yeah, Jess, even though we know for a fact like Elon is kind of backing off and regretting and all this other stuff, it doesn't negate like the other harmful stuff that's happening all around the country.
Hmm.
And just like I know we're going to talk about specifically um, one congresswoman that's been
Hmm.
targeted, and but it's more than that. But just I'll give you the floor.
So if you guys don't know, Representative LaMonica it was indicted on federal charges after incident at the New Jersey ICE detention facility. First of all, I always feel like they're targeting black people, especially black women, because, like they say, that's one of the biggest threats to the American patriarchy, I guess. Allegedly, I say black women are one of the biggest gifts to America, but that's a whole nother story. But my thing is, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, and could we literally, I think they tried to get her on what assault or something like that. Can you literally call what she did assault? Because now they're attacking our Congress people, our congressmen and our congresswomen, obviously only on the Democratic side, trumped up charges. Go figure. How is this fair? How is this fair? Like, how can we? What can we do to combat this? Because we don't want to set a precedent that he feels like he's okay with and continue to go down this hole. Because even in his quote unquote policies, he said, I'm gonna get all of the Democrats out of there. And we
Yeah.
should not be in a one party system, hence the dictatorship.
Yeah, I mean that's authoritarianism. I think we got the video here showing exactly what they're charging her for because they did charge her with forcefully impeding and interfering. This is the forcefully impeding and interfering.
Outside of an immigration detention center in Newark, where the Justice Department claims a Democratic Congresswoman, LaMonica McIver, assaulted a federal agent. She is strongly disputing the charges. Justice correspondent
All of
Santana
them with all of this
following
gear on,
Rosewood
and you
joins us
say
now.
I've been assaulted.
Yep.
Why, if y'all gonna be that weak, why get the job?
Yep.
Why get the job? Because I just, it's an attack and it's unlawful. Like it doesn't even make any sense. Did you guys see Monica assaulting anybody? If you've seen the video, if you're listening and you saw the video, let us know if you're watching now. Did you see an assault?
Well, just I mean, like the thing that they're gonna do is they're gonna continue to pretend as if it was a dangerous event, and they're gonna use it as justification. They're gonna use it as justification, and that's what's happening. I mean, we watched the video, Jess. They keep trying to warp reality, and they can't do it because we see the things. And
Mm-hmm.
Jess, I know we're talking about Congresswoman McCleaver, but I don't want Jess. Did you see what happened yesterday? Yesterday
With
with the senator. What's his name?
um,
He's a senator
it,
from California.
I just know he got
Um,
locked up but then released. I took a nap and woke
well,
up and the senator was in jail and out of jail.
yeah. Let me get his name. Gosh, what's his name?
Let me see.
Uh, Pomadelia, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not great with names. Pomadelia, yeah, but he's
Alex
the senator from
Padilla.
California. Padilla,
Mm-hmm.
Padilla, Padilla. There
Mm-hmm.
we go, Padilla. So he literally yesterday, trying to actually get in and speak to Christy Nome, right? And he had questions for Christy Nome, and he was immediately drug out and thrown on the floor, handcuffed and detained.
This is crazy.
Jessica, this is a United States senator.
This what is happening?
Jess, this is one. He is only one of 100 people in our country that gets to hold this position. He has national security clearance. He has congressional power. He is duly elected. He is someone that is actually one of the people that can make laws in our country. And they manhandled him, threw him to the ground, handcuffed him, and then Jets. And then Mike Johnson had the nerve to say he should be censured.
When you said Mike Johnson, I already knew it was bullshit.
Yeah.
When you said his name, I already knew. This is I don't know if you've seen the new Captain America, but they look like robots. Just pushing them out like they're controlled by some type of frequency. They don't even look like they have any emotion or any soul in what they're doing. Like, I don't get how they, because you're not special. You're just next.
You're
you feel
not
like you got
special.
the
You're just next.
Yeah, you feel like you got this job and woo-ha woo-ha and I'm doing it. And some know it's morally inhumane, just wrong, and you do it anyway.
Mhm.
How do you
Mhm.
sleep at night?
Well,
And then it turns
just
around, you're on your civilian clothes, and one day it's you.
yeah.
You
Just
just
I just like it worries me not only because of the precedents that it sets. It worries me in the sense that they're showing that twofolds. One, they're telling Republican lawmakers as well, get in line and stay in line. Because that's not just, they're like, you see what we're doing to them? Like,
it
this
could
is
be
the
you.
example.
You're
Exactly.
next. You could be next.
Exactly. But then even more than that, Jess, it's the fact that they're setting a baseline for what's acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say this is acceptable, then it gives you the ability to justify the escalation. Well, we knew like this was how we handle things. Like this is the basis of handling things. So we feel like somebody took it to another level. So of course we have to go higher. Of course we have to do more. And just like this is where I go back to the fact that they're trying to warp reality. After this came out, Kristi Noem and the White House, they put out feedback saying, well, he didn't identify himself. We didn't know who he was. But if you watch the video, when before they take him out, he clearly says, I'm, Senator such and such. Like he clearly articulates exactly who he is and what he's doing there. And they try to say, oh, well, we didn't know who he was or what he was doing, blah, blah, blah. No, he clearly stated who he was, what he was doing. And also, how would you think that he would actually get access
If he wasn't somebody?
exactly?
Y'all don't know the senators? Like these y'all co-workers, right? I get y'all in a different department. But these are the people that vote for the bills that y'all allegedly want.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know nobody?
Yeah.
Like you said, I got clearance. How could I be in here if I wasn't somebody?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Excuses. Like, how long are we gonna believe these lies? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I mean, like legitimately, the only way that I think people are going to start believing any type of lies is when the bodies start to pile up. I hate to say it like that, but I think that's the only way because we know for a fact the only reason now people are starting to pay even more attention as far as the genocide that's occurring in Palestine is because the body count is becoming way too high.
Mm-hmm. Because I think
Yes,
it's like
more than 55,000 Palestinians have been killed in the Israel-Hamas war, and that was the report that was put out by Gaza health officials. Just more than 55,000 people have lost their lives in Gaza.
Y'all just I don't understand how they're okay with this. Do you know just how sick in the head that you have to be to continue to be like, we want to continue to attack, prevent them from getting aid or anything like that?
Right. I know that people find ways to try to justify what's happening, and they
There's no
look for
way.
those justifications. Yeah, no, Jess, they look for those justifications, and I don't understand how with the body count. I mean, 55,000 people. I mean, I know last week on we talked about like the Red Cross coming out and saying that it was hell on earth.
Mm.
But like, when do people start to understand that like there's no justification for what's happening?
Like people can't even fathom not eating for a day. Imagine just the rubble, no showers, scavenging for food, in pain, maybe hurt, maybe crippled, just like for a day. It's been going on for almost 2.5 years? Every day,
Yeah,
just like
I
even
mean
the
longer
people
than
who are
that
still alive
technically.
today, like the trauma.
Like, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been going on for a long time. I mean, they've had Palestinians under their thumb for a long time. I mean, they've had them in an open air prison. Like, it's just escalated, right? It's escalated. It's continued to escalate, and that's where we are now. Like, that's where things are. They've continued to escalate, and it's just become worse and worse and worse. And like, I don't understand how people can stand behind Israel and the justification of Israel. And even more so, just like I know our next topic is going to be the quote unquote rising tensions, but just I'll give everybody a behind the scenes sneak peek at what we do. So we're going to go ahead and throw the graphic up that we had originally, right? And the graphic talks about how United States embassies were being evacuated due to Middle East rising tensions.
Hmm.
Jess, it's not rising anymore after last night. Like shit is on.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
fact
I
that
somebody
last
came in
night,
live and said they was dropping them things
yeah,
at the moment.
yeah, just last night, Israel said that it was a preemptive strike. They said that they felt like Iran was going to attack them, so they attacked them first.
And what made them feel like they were going to attack them? Where's your proof that like, they were about to attack me? Hmm? Oh, okay.
Israel has continued to justify like the heinous acts that they continue to perpetuate all around the world. And it's always the justification of, well, we had every right. We had every right. And that's like whether we talk about again, we just moved off the fact that they have killed 55,000 Palestinians. And now, like, yes, even though the US embassies have been evacuated, like not only are they attacking people in Iran, but they're putting lives in jeopardy all around the world by escalating this conflict.
Yeah. Y'all said that he was a president of peace, y'all. We're literally on the brink of World War III.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And we ain't
Yep.
got that many friends no more, y'all.
Yep. Yep.
We're vulnerable out here in these streets.
And I mean, just like I, I'm at this moment, at the very least, I'm glad that they gave like the voluntary departure for soldiers that were stationed in the Middle East. Um,
I heard it was the
but
families.
now I think it
The
was the
families and
families.
some of the
It was families.
diplomats.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
I don't know if it was the soldiers, if somebody clicked.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll check. But I say all that to say, like, I feel like it's a moot point. I feel like it's a moot point. The fact that even if they're trying to get people to safety, like it's still putting people, like everybody's going right back into direct harm,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where we are.
Yeah. Soon we gonna need people to come bring us a like Greta Thunberg.
Mm,
Because she was trying to take aid to Gaza to help the Palestinians as well, but they were captured by Israel. Like the fact that you don't even want them to get aid, you don't want anybody to help them. You want them to suffer, which again, no soul. They forced and seized Gaza aid boat carrying Greta Thunberg, who is, if you guys don't know, is an activist and has been since the age of 15, you guys, which I think is very empowering and inspiring. I think she's from Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. Here we have
Yeah.
a quick video of her.
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel. I urge all my friends, family, and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible. My name is
Mm.
Jess, what I will say about that is, like the fact that that happened. I'm grateful she is who she is, because if it wasn't Greta Thunberg, it would have been a lot worse. I think Israel would have destroyed the flotilla. I think that Israel wouldn't have thought, 2 seconds to actually hurt the people that were there. And the fact that, one, she was able to get that message out. Two, they knew who she was. It made it so publicized that they couldn't touch her or the people. The only thing that they could do, as soon as they got them, they immediately took them to the airport and
Send
shipped
them
them
back.
out. That's all they could do, because if they would have done something to them, it would have been an international issue.
Yep. Y'all, because and then did you know that they sprayed chemicals on all of the supplies and aid that they sent so they couldn't be used?
Yeah.
Like, bro, you want them to suffer. You want to push them out of their own state. And it's crazy because Trump even talked about like pushing them to Egypt. So you want some people who are experiencing this tragic event, and you want to send them to a country they've never been before, so what they can have a better life, seek asylum. Like, people who are seeking asylum in America, but you want to deport them. Like, people want to come here for a better life and trying to escape things like that, but you want to deport them and say, don't come, you're not welcome here, but then you want to do the same thing to other people. It's like a walking contradiction.
Yeah. Like, the last thing that I'll say on this is, we understand that Israel has continued to put their thumb on the Palestinians and to take their lives and to oppress them in every single way. And not only has that been something that it's been a mission of Bibi Netanyahu, but it's also now a mission of Bibi Netanyahu to get off as much harmful stuff as he can, because he knows that Donald Trump will allow him to do so. That's why he went forward with the attack on Iran. That's why like, they are being ruthless with the Palestinians. Like, he understands that there's someone in the White House that will allow him to continue to do those things. And just, what do you think? What do you think those Muslim Americans in Dearborn, Michigan, just what do you think they're thinking now? Like, what do you think is going on with them?
I just feel like they're lost. Not lost like in like, just like, I don't know what can I do?
Yeah.
What did I do?
Yeah.
What is happening? And I'm confused because, like, they know what it feels to be attacked and oppressed, and to just be doing this. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, Jess.
Kamala would never. Kamala would never.
Kamala would never.
Ever.
And that's the point that I wanted to get back to, because they tried to use that justification and blah 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 blah. Their protest vote was one where they were like, "Oh, it can't get any worse." Well, shit, it's gotten a lot worse. Not only for the people in Gaza, but all around the world for everybody. So not only is it multiple genocides that's occurring, multiple wars that keep breaking out, things aren't great. Now, I know you would have some people who would point to what's going on in the US and they can actually try to say, oh, things aren't that bad. Like, look, there was a actual only a slight increase in inflation because Donald Trump is actually doing something good, right? They look to try to justify what's happening by the status of our economy. And that's
Hold on,
like
really
just, I
quick,
don't
really
know.
quick.
Mhm.
So Israel don't have jurisdiction in international waters?
No, no, like no country has specific
So
jurisdiction in international
technically
waters.
they couldn't have.
Once you move into their space, then they have it. But no, they don't have jurisdiction in international
Did they
waters.
move into their space?
I'm not exactly sure where they picked up the flotilla, but they were heading towards Gaza.
Because she said we were in
So
international waters.
yeah, I
Mm.
mean, like I think that once they were spotted, they were. But again, I think they moved into the area technically where that would be considered like their space.
Mm.
Yeah, I would have to look at that.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. The point that I was trying to make is that you have certain people that are looking to justify it, and they're trying to use like the quote unquote status of the economy, right? And they talk about inflation barely rose last month, and the justification was the offset as far as quote unquote cheaper gas and cheaper cars, right? And the thing that people don't understand, because people are like, oh, gas prices are dropping, right? The cost of oil per barrel is dropping. And that's been their justification of saying, oh, we're all good. Yes,
Hmm.
the issue with the price of, yes, we want the price of oil per barrel to drop, but you never want it to drop below $60 per barrel. And the reason being is because once it drops below $60 per barrel, it's an indicator and it's a prelude to a recession and or depression, right? Because when OPEC has to actually start flooding the actual markets with additional oil, people aren't buying, things are cheaper. Like it's a prelude to things that are getting ready to happen. So yes, the inflation didn't rise as much as it could have because there's been a drop of oil, but OPEC is specifically, I think there's a chess game going back and forth with OPEC and the Trump administration,
Mm-hmm. Because they
and
did
I
that the
think they're
last
going to
time he was in office.
exactly. I think they're going to end up doing kind of like what President Biden did, because we know President Biden, he flooded the market, right? He released the reserves for the U.S. and if OPEC flips it now, because OPEC, because the United States is drilling so much, well, just if it continues to actually get to a situation where there's more oil, then they have to stop drilling. And if they have to stop drilling, then it cuts into like the energy initiative. It's all like a whole big game. So I don't know. It's not a good thing, Jess.
I know that Biden was flipping that thing like a dealer. Like a dealer,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
He was getting it for the low, selling it for the high. Making that profit. W Biden's in the chat, you guys. Because
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate him. They always we were like what they say, drilling more and making more than we have off our own during Biden's administration. So he was the real drill baby drill.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, just hopefully they're gonna be able to find a way, because if they stop drilling, then you're
You're gonna
gonna
be
lose out
forced to
on
get in them
jobs.
electric cars.
Yeah, right. It's going to be a thing, because like you're losing jobs, and you have to look at other avenues, and you start looking at jobs, then you start talking things about like, oh, I want to be able to do this, that, that. Just everything's being replaced by AI.
Mm-hmm.
Even Google jobs.
I can't wait till them AIs turn on their ass up at the job, okay? Because then what
Hmm.
we talk about a AI had like blackmailed somebody at one time.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, Google expands its voluntary buyout offers, orders some remote workers to return to the office amid the AI race. Google is trying to ramp it up. Everyone has their AI, Jess, whether it's Google, Amazon, Elon has Gronk, all this other stuff. But um, Google is trying to either force people out and then replace them with AI. And that whole return to work thing is another thing that's trying to force people to take those buyouts because they
Mhm.
don't want to pay people, just they want to actually replace them and get the labor for free.
Yeah, probably was why they're spending $45 billion on detention centers so they can just lock their people up for anything and use them for slave labor. But that's a whole nother conversation.
That's a whole nother conversation.
But do you know also too in that big beautiful bill that there's like it's like a mandate for 10 years that none of the
Hmm.
local states can regulate AI, which puts the public at risk for scams and the misuse of AI. Like it puts our protection at risk. But why
You
would you
know
want to
what?
put people at risk?
Just since you said it, let's circle back there for half a second because let's talk about the big beautiful bill. Let's talk about it because yeah, it does have those that 10-year provision. It has even more harmful stuff within that quote unquote big beautiful
Mhm.
bill, and it's so harmful just that like the Senate is now like this isn't going to pass. Just it's
Mhm.
actually stalling in the Senate because there's enough, not only what you just mentioned, right? The 10-year provision for AI, but the cuts to Medicaid, the cuts to SNAP. Like there's so many different harmful things. And hell, it gives Donald Trump more power. It
Yep.
puts more power in the executive branch's hands.
Yep.
And now the Senate is like, maybe we
Yeah.
can pass this.
Yeah, weaken the judicial branch as well. And before you know it, they'll be weakening the Congress. My thing is there are checks and balances for a reason. So shit like this, it's not happening. So if you know you're already scared of him, why would you release the only little piece of power that you have? But then also too, he's doing things like what he's doing to Monica to intimidate the rest of the Republican senators.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I think that it's interesting to me how, and no shouts. I mean, shout out to the No Kings protest tomorrow, but like for as much as like the country is supposed to be founded and based on the principle of being a democracy, right? Or what is it, democratic republic or
Mhm.
republican, whatever. Anywho, for as much as that's the premise of who we are, they keep fighting to have a king. I
Mhm.
don't get it, Jess. Like they want to be dominated so bad.
I think it's some freaky shit they into.
It has to be, Jess.
Cause
Like
they
they
call
want to
him
be
daddy.
dominated. Yeah.
They want to be dominated. I don't care what he says. And they even agreed to what he says. He could go out on Fifth Avenue, do his thing, and they would still support him.
Yeah. Just I'm telling you, I don't kink shame, whatever you get off on, you get off on, but like where's the line? Like, I
Mhm.
mean, like yeah, like you said, they call him daddy, but like now they want to call him king, and even
Mm.
like Congress is trying to hand him more power. Like, what are we
Baby, they trying
doing?
to bend the knee in a whole different way. I'm gonna do my part.
Jeez, please. But just I mean, we know that like again, this big beautiful bill is harmful to so many different people, but we also know for a fact that with this big beautiful bill, there's going to be benefits to certain sectors and
Mhm.
certain additional skids are being greased to make their practices easier, and just specifically banks.
Yep.
Banks. The Trump administration specifically is easing things on banks, and they are preparing to actually set up new rules for them. Just have you heard about this?
I've heard a little bit about it. I don't know exactly what the rules are, but I do know this is he probably releasing or easing the regulations that prevented him from being able to get loans from banks anymore. It's like every personal thing that he's been through, where he's ended up breaking the law or been, they keep him from, pretty much tearing down our economy. He is easing so that it's like a revenge tour, is what it's seeming like. And then these ease on banks, what that's going to do is allow them to take your money if you whenever they feel like it, if they want to, depending on which rules they ease. Give out more money, loans, which could also cripple our economy if these people are not paying them back. So
yeah. And not only that, Jess, right? I mean, when you talk about like giving out the loans, they're shifting towards more predatory lending practices. They're also like, one thing that was a big thing is like the amount that they could charge for like overdrafts. So that was a whole thing. And they're removing the restrictions as far as how much banks can charge for overdrafts and all this other stuff. Like, just everything that this administration does, it always comes back to something to harm people.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Like, your focus now is quote unquote protecting banks. And just if I ain't got it, right? First and foremost, if I ain't got it and I go to a point where, I actually have to overdraft, right? Like, if that's the case and I overdraft, why is it that if I overdraft by $10, that you think that it's okay to charge me $20? And then like, well, yeah, but then you start doing like $5 a day every day until it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I get overdraft fees. I do. But I think there has to be a limit on it, and like them continuing to add on fees on fees on fees on fees, like that's fucking insane.
Yeah, I agree. One time I spent like, I think it was like $4, and my overdraft fees amounted to like $110. It was $335 overdraft charges for $4, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know I had overdraft. I'm like, I pulled out cash out of the ATM for that overdraft. So if I didn't have it, y'all shouldn't have gave it to me in cash. It wasn't even like it was a charge. So I called ass with it.
Exactly. Like, deny it. Just deny it. Just deny it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna add like a million fees on, if you're gonna add a million fees on, just keep denying it. Like, what are we doing?
Like, if I ain't got it, don't give it to him. Simple. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yep.
Put a stop on it, or give me a day. Send me a message. Tell me. But yeah, I will call. I will, instead of Karen, I will Keisha they ass. I will call that. I will call them.
Right. I know that's right, Jess. But like, Jess, I mean, fuck it, I'll just do it. Speaking of predators.
Right.
Just fucking lean into it. Speaking of predators, Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, fuck that guy. I'm sorry. He does not deserve a proper transition.
Squabbling jurors return split verdict in Harvey Weinstein trial. Can't agree on the what? They can't agree. I thought he was convicted.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a difference between, so they convicted him on sex charges, right? But as far as specifically rape, that's where the line is, right?
Just like in Trump's case.
Yeah, well, in Trump's case, it was a little bit different because they classified it as SA, but that was just due to the definition, the terminology, at that time, and they couldn't tell if it was, his fingers or if it was his,
damn, imagine being that small that she don't know if you use your fingers or your thing. I don't know what it was. It was little though. It could have been either.
It could have been anything. It could have been. He might have tried to use a Tootsie Roll or something. I don't know what that was.
Like that one girl said, Diddy got a Tootsie Roll.
Wait, hold on.
And hold on. After one juror allegedly threatened another.
Wait, did this just happen? That just happened last night. Holy sh! So it's a mistrial.
Can they do that?
Oh my God.
Can they do that? And why are you
That
threatening the
is
juror?
crazy.
Boy.
I tell you what, Jess. It's always a way for rich white men in America
To get out.
to get away with some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
Mm. Judge declares mistrial on Rape Count and Harvey Weinstein's sex crime. Judge declares. Let me read that. Judge declares mistrial on rape count and Harvey Weinstein's sex crimes retrial after jury chaos. God damn.
That's wild. That's wild. I mean, the fact that like
Can they
we
say
know
that?
what's
Can they
happening.
find evidence that the jurors did it on purpose and bring about a new trial?
I don't know. That might be hard to do. That might be hard to do.
This is crazy. I'm dumbfounded right now.
Yeah. You know what? Only in America. Fuck, Jess.
Oh, okay. You know what? Let's just lock in.
Let's lock in.
Let's lock in
Let's
because
lock
that
in.
just threw me for a loop.
Let's lock in.
This is how crazy Batman's made Gotham.
He looked just like him.
Yeah, you do.
I said this the same thing. He looked just like him.
Yeah. Tom Holman looks like an old penis.
Oh my God!
Tell me like you don't look like an old saggy
He
snot.
do.
Listen, just
Another one.
okay. So old white men for some reason love walking around naked in the gym locker room. And they always
do.
walk around, and that's exactly what they walk around with. I'm like, fuck, first and foremost, put on a towel. Like no one wants to see that.
Something. I know they do
That's
because
what
every
it
time we
is.
watch the little shows, they be all out in the sauna, walking around too, and they be even in the sauna, damn near naked. I'm like, bruh.
So, Jess, topic of the week:
Around it.
ICE raids in LA, counter protests. Jess, it's getting crazy. So, I'll just start with this. Their protests. For anyone who is saying, like, have you guys seen the riots and their protests? They're protests. Just their protests. And they are counter protests specifically in reaction to the Trump administration trying to target undocumented immigrants, brown people, and their counter protests for people in LA trying to protect their neighbors, to protect the people that's a huge part of their community, to protect humans. And for anyone to call it quote unquote riots, if it ever for the administration to say that it's an insurrection, just
crazy.
They incited any type of escalation that has occurred.
That's equivalent to getting mad at TikTok, calling for a ban, and then saving it and be like, praise me. Almost equivalent because you're in here starting the shit. You're doing unlawful things and inciting these ICE agents to come in here and pull people from their home, pull children from their graduations, which is diabolical. Which I knew they never gave a fuck about kids anyway, because if that was the case, we wouldn't.
Fuck them kids.
They would be trying to protect all the children from all these mass unalivings at school, but they don't care because even Trump said get over it. But whatever. But my thing is, you're pulling children from their elementary graduations. You're just picking up people, even including American citizens, as we have witnessed. So you start all this shit, and then when people protest peacefully, because they have that First Amendment right to be able to do so, then you start shit. Then you say it's an insurrection, and you want to bring in the military on your own people which is crazy. We pay taxes for the military, the army, and police to protect us, and now they are attacking us all.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Just, I mean, like, one of the, not only is it a part of our First Amendment right to utilize our voice without fear from the government, but it's American. That's it's the basis of America.
Mm-hmm.
Just when the United States at that time wasn't the United States, but once they felt like they were being oppressed, they protested and they threw tea into the Boston Harbor. That was a peaceful protest. And that's what you see happening here in LA. But instead, you see a government trying to stifle freedom of speech. You see a government trying to oppress their citizens. You see a government that is literally trying to turn this into a military state.
Yep. You mad? You don't like Los Angeles again? This is a revenge tour. It feels like a revenge tour. Everybody that ever wronged him, even which he said that I like to get even. I never forget. Like, if you didn't do anything to help me that you could have, it could be small. Like, I want to get revenge. I'm coming for you. Everybody is coming for somebody who doesn't agree with what he said, didn't like him, or was affected him in some type of way. Any law firms that came at him or anything like that.
Yeah.
Now this was crazy.
Yeah. Well, just the whole thing has been crazy, right? I mean, like the fact that they are specifically targeting people, and it seems like they're targeting the media, right? Because
It's just reporting the news, and they literally just shot her with some rubber bullets.
I
Crazy.
feel like they're specifically targeting the media as well, because like the media, we already understand the hate relation. I'm not going to say love hate, the hate relationship that the Trump administration has with the media, but they're trying to intimidate the media, and doing things like that is intimidation. Shooting rubber bullets at the media is intimidation. I mean, shooting rubber bullets at American citizens is absolutely wild, but like that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. Don't cover what I'm doing. It's what?
Look at the flashbangs. Yeah.
They're protesting peacefully. You incite violence and then get mad when it gets chaotic.
Yeah.
And say, I need to bring more I need to bring the military in.
Yeah. Just, the thing that gets me though is
Everybody should stop just going to work.
I
If
know, that's right.
everybody don't go to work, they can't put
Just
nobody
stop
out
the
because
capitalism
nobody's
for a
going to
while.
work.
Exactly. But the thing that gets me is those people who, you know why you can't do that, Jess? You know why you can't do it? It's for people that say stuff like this. Well, they shouldn't protest that way. Why are they blocking the roads? Why are they flying the Mexican flag? Those people are the reason why, Jess, you can't just have everybody stop going to work, because you still have those people who either feel like this is, unnecessary, or it's too extreme, or it's not justified. You have people that will always be willing to carry the water for capitalism and oppression. And anyone who's sitting there saying that people shouldn't protest this way or that way or whatever, anyone who has a problem with people waving the Mexican flag, anyone has a problem with people blocking the road, fuck you, and you don't understand protests.
I'm so proud of the people that were out there too. I saw people with, like, a friend of mine, even Andrew, shout out to Andrew, was beat with the baton, and his leg is just really messed up. He was live down there in the front lines protesting as well, and it was a woman that they were trying to, an older woman they were trying to attack, and he jumped in front of her because he said his mom always taught him to protect women. Shout out to him. And that's when one of the officers beat him with the baton.
Yeah. Jess, did you see the lady that was just trying to walk to her house? She was trying to walk home, and they Like, what in the world, Jess?
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I do, the one thing that I do agree with, that I've seen people saying this, and I'm never going to be the one that's like, oh, America. But for anyone listening and anyone that plans on protesting, take yourself an American flag out there.
Mm-hmm.
Take an American flag. Put that shit around your neck like a cape.
Yep.
Because the imagery behind them persecuting people, waving, they don't mind shooting rubber bullets and beating people holding Mexican flags, but as soon as you wrap yourself in that American flag, that changes the optics. That changes what's acceptable. That changes what's actually happening, because as soon as you wrap yourself in that American flag, then it's the American government stomping on the freedom of American people, not immigrants, not Mexicans, but America.
Should we all, when we talking about Obama, should we all make a video telling people to take your American flag out there and wrap yourself in it?
Flags.
Because you're
put
right.
that shit
The
around your
imagery,
neck
the
like a
optics,
superhero.
the optics make a difference. And it looks like you're shitting on the patriotic people. And then we all know who really be carrying American flags. And then Taylor made a really good comment. She said, y'all should go out and protest in MAGA gear as camouflage, okay? And he could say something different like, oh, made you look again, but have on a red hat. And they would think, but you make a really good point as far as optics and narrative and what they would see if everybody had on an American flag and you're doing it to your own American people. It makes a big difference and they'll be perceived differently.
Yeah.
I'm making a video when we get off. Everybody make a video.
Also, if you're going to burn some shit, like if you're going to, because people going to loot.
Make sure it's made in China too. I'm hollering.
If you're gonna burn some shit or you're gonna loot, just throw on that red "Make America Great Again" hat.
Yes.
Like just put that shit on if you're gonna burn something.
Yes.
Before you throw a Molotov cocktail or a brick or anything, make sure you put on a MAGA shirt or some shit. Yeah. That's all. That's my only request. Like if you're gonna fuck some shit up, make sure it say MAGA on your chest.
I said what I said.
Okay. That is a great idea. It's your own people so you can fucking see. Because that's what they do. That's what they do. They throw all this stuff and they loot and they act like it was the Black Lives Matters. They act like it was black people down there doing said thing, right?
Or like Abby said, I'm throwing on one of those back to blue shirts. Back to blue. And throw some bricks through somebody, what? No, just.
And I think like there's been a lot of conversation about like the divisiveness of it. And I see where a lot of people are confused because, when the numbers came out, you got the 92%, you got the 78%, and, half of the Latinos for Trump, even though the Latino for Trump group has now denounced Trump with all of the stuff that's going on. But
I'm sorry, Jess. Fuck them.
Who the Latinos?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Fuck them. I don't I feel bad. I feel bad for like everyday, Latinos,
we don't claim them. Come on now.
Exactly. But if you were one of those people that was saying, I will vote for Donald Trump, fuck you. Period.
I agree. Because you're doing this to your own people. And I feel like it's hard for different people because in LA, they overwhelmingly voted for Kamala Harris. She got like 76% of the vote, 74, something like that. And 26 voted for Donald Trump. And obviously they're not all Hispanic. So we know that like the culture with the Hispanic and Black community in LA is different from like places like Florida where, a lot of Cubans try to present as white.
But you know why that is though, right?
That they
know the history behind that?
Come on, we love a good history lesson. Remember I say we always learn something new here.
So the reason behind why hold on a second.
But why you figure that out? Pull that up. I just want to say, like, when I lived in LA, I had nothing but camaraderie and friendship, and just even some family with the Hispanic community in LA. And I just know it's different there. So it's some people like, well, y'all voted for this. A lot of them there didn't. So that's why it's different because it's LA. But I get what people are thinking because a lot of them everywhere else voted differently.
Yeah. Yeah. So the reason why, and I wanted to make sure I got the name of it right, it's because of the Cuban Adjustment Act of 1966, right? So the Cuban Adjustment Act of 1966 is an act that gives Cubans the ability to actually gain citizenship after being in the country for a year.
Which is crazy.
Just a year. So when you talk about the process that it takes for other Latinos or Hispanic to actually gain citizenship, not only the amount of time, energy, effort, struggle that they have to go through in order to be able to gain citizenships, but you have the Cubans who are quote unquote refugees that get access, and they have to be here for a year, and then they can become a citizen. It gives them an air of entitlement. It gives them an air of superiority, and it gives them direct access to the patriarch. And so that's why they identify as being white. That's why they align themselves with the Republican Party. It's because they feel like they're better than any of the other Latino communities, any of the other Hispanic communities, because they don't have to do the same things that people from Mexico have to do. They don't have to wait. They don't have to struggle. They don't have to fight. They don't have to, like, that's what it really boils down to. It gives them a direct pathway to citizenship that is faster and easier than any other group. And so it makes them feel entitled, and they pretend that they're white. So that's why they overwhelmingly vote for the Republican Party. That's why they overwhelmingly try to claim that they're white.
Now, when Donald Trump got in office, didn't he rescind something like that?
Yeah, they've been specifically targeting multiple initiatives, including the initiatives that gives the Cubans quick access to becoming American citizens. Yeah.
The
He's
Cubans.
overturning it all. Cubans, Venezuelans, like all of it, like all of these things. He's like specifically targeting all of them. Like, they're not special. They're just next, and they never get it, Jess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all are never going to be them. If it's in their characters, it's something that they do. Once they get done with them, they're coming to you. The Cubans in Miami left Cuba because Castro took away their plantations and slaves after the Cuban Revolution. Not you left because you couldn't have no slaves.
I mean,
you know, I didn't know that.
South Africa. That's why South Africans are leaving.
So they already knew what type of people they were. That's why it was like, hey, after a year, I'll give it to you. Because I'm like, if you have Hispanics coming from their country, why don't they get the same thing? After, we took their properties, Texas and California, and like, shouldn't we be offering something?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we get some reparations too? While we on here, while we giving out shit.
Well, I mean, if you were a white South African, you could show up and they will give you farms and all kinds of shit. You get all type of free shit. I don't know.
Oh, they said Donald Trump was mad when he found out they didn't know how to farm.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he really think those white people were going to know how to farm?
Which is crazy.
Oh my God.
They're like, gotcha, bitch. Oh, Jess. All right. So I'll say this. This is the last thing I'll say about this, because one, if anybody watching, anyone at the sound of my voice, if you can hear me, if you get an opportunity, if you feel safe enough to get out and protest this weekend for the No Kings protest, make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. Make sure that you're safe. You protect yourself. You protect the person that's next to you, and you use your voice. Jess, what's happening in Los Angeles? And let's not just limit this to Los Angeles, because it's happening in Las Vegas. It's happening in Texas. It's happening in New York, Philly. People are protesting all around the country, and they've been protesting these ICE raids specifically all around the country. Chicago, they're literally coming out in force and trying to protect those people that are their neighbors, that are part of their communities. So, Jess, if we let this administration get away with what's happening in LA, they're only going to continue to spread. They're only going to continue to press down harder. They're only going to continue to actually go against American citizens and try to take over our country. This is just the start, Jess. This is why we cannot let what's happening in LA just go under the radar. We cannot let them push the narrative. We can't let them call it riots or anything like that. Jess, we have to actually stand on business, because this is the start. And if we don't hold the line here, then it's going to be way worse.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be worse than the Battle of the Bastards in Game of Thrones. You guys,
I was
also
going to say
too.
Red Wedding.
Oh, that was nasty work. Now, you guys, for those of you guys who are seeing at home as well, there are there's more than one way to protest. Okay, if it's happening in your area and you see people are hurt, you can definitely either open up your home to them, pass out water right outside your house, food if you need to, any snacks. Use your platform to spread the narrative, to spread the message. If you are in the house and it's happening near you, you can film from the top of your house, continue to put it on there. I think it's important for us to not only control the narrative, but own the narrative that we are protesting peacefully. We are, our voices need to be heard. And, maybe that way the people who are doing wrong in their MAGA hats, or the police that are inciting this violence, can be captured, so that we can continuously hold them accountable.
Jess, I really hope that something good comes out of all of this, and not just like a temporary good thing, because like I feel like after the BLM protests, we had a moment of embracing Black people and our struggle and our reality. And then when they got far enough away from it, they started invalidating us again. They started invalidating like our lived experience. They started to invalidate the systematic oppression and racism that we deal with on a daily basis. They gave us things and saying, oh, we want diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. And then as soon as Trump got close enough to the White House, you have companies who are saying, actually, we don't need all that. Actually, we don't want that. Just I'll give you this example. I made a video about it. I saw Black and Bold Coffee. Have you heard of Black and Bold Coffee? So Black and Bold Coffee, Black-owned coffee company, who donates 5% of their earnings to help supporting the youth. Right? They put it in different programs that help children directly.
Love that.
And
I saw that video too.
Exactly. And so they were quote unquote discovered by Target, and Target was like, oh, we want to work with you. And so they created a deal with them. And then when Target started to push their DEIA program, they specifically rolled Black and Bold under their program. Well, when Trump got back in office, they scrapped it. And Black and Bold was in 15,000 Target stores across the nation, right? And without even telling them, they pulled the rug off and under them and said, oh, we don't want your product anymore. And now Black and Bold was given like a limited opportunity with Costco to say, it's like they put them in like certain stores so people can actually try it out and see if it's something they want to carry across the board. And so it's in like Midwest states, places I don't have access to. So I ordered Black and Bold coffee. And when I tell you, it is the best coffee I've ever had in my life. When I tell you, like, it's a superior coffee, it is absolutely amazing. It's so smooth. It's so rich. The smell is amazing. The taste is amazing. I mean, it blew me away. But I was gonna
say, if you guys drink coffee, please go to Costco's and get you some.
You can't just get it anywhere. It's only in like Iowa, Missouri, and somewhere else. But you can order it. So if you order it online, I know a lot of people don't fuck with Amazon. You can kind of order it on Amazon. It's like hard to get right now, but you can also go direct to the manufacturer and you can order from there. You just have to be patient, right? What I did just was I loaded up because I know how long it takes to ship. So I loaded up, and they also they not only do they make coffee because you can do the grounds. They have Keurigs, they make tea, they have like bottles. So it's a whole product line, It's not just ground coffee. But yeah, but I say all that and say this, Jess. As soon as quote unquote quote unquote adversity came, they forgot the deal that they made with Black people after the BLM protests.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever comes from these protests, from like the counter ICE protests, we can't forget the deals that we make, and we have to hold them to it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. The only thing, I am an optimist, and I feel like we get to see who people really are. Because why, when they say roll back DEI, the first thing you think is it's just Black. Get rid of Black people. Why you get rid of Black? Is that what you feel like DEI is? Like, people say that's the new way to say nigga. But that is what you're proving when they say roll back your DEIA, and the first thing you do is get rid of everything Black. You didn't do away with any white products.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying to us without saying to us. And honestly, I have not been in Target since.
Yeah. Well, Jess, that's where we are.
Yeah. Why did they forget the A? Exactly. I'm like, Hot Wheels.
Because they have no idea what it is.
I'm like, you need DEIA.
They
You're the reason
don't
why
know
you
what
can
the
roll
A
up the
is.
ramp.
Free, you can get it the only way you can get it in Costco is if you actually go into one of the Costco locations in like Iowa, Missouri, something like that. But you can order it offline. I order mine offline. I promise you. Just the way I put my stamp on Uncle Nearest is the way I put my stamp on Black and Bold. And I'm not joking. Like I don't say stuff that I don't like approve, and no one's paying me to do any of this. If I didn't fuck with it, then I wouldn't tell you. Like if it was okay,
I wouldn't say
then
nothing.
I still wouldn't tell you. If it was good, I'm like, it's exceptional.
You guys, Black and Bold, order straight from the website, you guys. If you could order straight from the website or the Costco so that Costco can see the multiple orders and want to put them in other locations as well. Shout out to Costco for standing on business. And again, like Santana said, be patient with them. They went from being in 15,000 stores to only into a select few. So it may take a little time, but we just want to say we appreciate you being patient with any Black business as they're trying to navigate through a country or a world that is steady trying to put their foot on their neck for no reason.
Yeah. Well, Jess, another one bites the dust, and another one, and another one, and another one bites the dust. I think that Jess, I'm excited to see what happens this weekend, and for some reason, and maybe it's my premonition, maybe it's my intuition, maybe it's my hockey, my foresight. But I think that the conversation we're having today, we're gonna be talking about it next week on the next pod. I kind of feel like this is gonna be a thing.
Yeah. Make sure you guys again only highlight the protest in real time. People who are there. It's Obama birthday / appreciation day. I want Obama to wake up and say, "Is it my birthday?"
Appreciation Day. President Obama Appreciation Day.
Yeah, just make videos about how you appreciate how amazing Obama was and that we love him, and also tell him we love his tan suit.
Yep.
Yeah. So much that they have to cover it.
You know.
Did anyone want to come up and say anything with it today?
Oh, God.
No, maybe not this time, but maybe next time. Okay, we love y'all. Make sure even after the live ends to also put a comment on the actual video. We would appreciate it very, very much. We would love to pull the best comment from there. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up button already, do so. I know all of you in here talking have subscribed, and we just want to say we appreciate you. And if you're watching and not typing and you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you're listening on any other platform, make sure you hit that follow button. Download the episodes so that we can continue to provide you with the Culture and Chaos podcast.
Yeah, I think what Jessica Cymone just said, thank you for tuning into the Culture and Chaos podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and join the conversation on all the social medias.
Right. And
I've been Santana.
And until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and don't let the chaos dim the culture. Bye bye.